make an opening statement, and we'll get it going.
Well, tough game. Rutgers deserves a lot of credit. Play extremely hard, and that's why they're one of the best teams in the league. They really are. They're impressive with their effort level, and especially in here, they got this place charged up. It's a difficult game, and we didn't handle the environment early. I thought we did a really good job of responding, and then late in the first half, the turnovers let that feeling kind of come back in at halftime. But starting the second half and then a little bit midway through the second half, you have to be able to cash in the ones that you can. We had some point blank shots, and those got to go down, or you got to get to the foul line, which we didn't. And then through the course of the game, I thought our guys really continued to stay with it. They played hard, and they climbed their way back into it. But 16 turnovers on the road, it's a huge problem tonight. It's a big problem moving forward. Our team's got to do a better job of taking care of the ball, especially in tough situations where you can control it. There's some sped up turnovers out there, and again, Rutgers probably had as much to do with it as anything. But like I said, give them credit. Our guys will bounce back, and we've got to learn from it. On the road right now in this league is brutal, and every game that you play feels like this. And you got another opportunity on Saturday. We got to regroup, focus, and just lock in and move on to the next one.
John?
You talked about Rutgers having a lot to do with it. I mean, what about their defense made it so difficult to move the ball and convert?
Well, they do a great job on the ball. They really work. They pressure. They're quick, and they have long length. I thought their big guys did a really good job of impacting ball screens. They put our guards in situations to get knocked back off hedges. We didn't handle that very well. And then when we did drive at times, they would do a really good job of crowding the floor, and our outlet passes or the balls that came out resulted in nothing. Most of the time when you drive the ball and you're penetrating on some of these passes, you get an easy one. We didn't get many. And when we did get them, I felt like even the guys who shot them felt sped up. And they didn't feel clean or rhythm shots. So, again, the game is dictated by the team who sets the rules. Rutgers set the rules right at the tap. We had to adjust and kind of fight through it, but the game was fast on offense for us. They really worked. They pressured. The big guys did a good job of making things very difficult around the rim. We got very few easy ones, and we were 2 for 18 from 3. That's definitely not going to get it done. We have to be able to find a way to make a couple of the open ones, especially on the road. That keeps you in the game and helps you. And for the first time in a long time, 12 free throw attempts in the game, and we just didn't get to the line. And probably has a lot to do with our inability on offense to run clean stuff. And then when we did get around the basket, it was one of those games, man, you're going to have to finish through it. And we didn't. But guys played hard. We had certain guys really, really kind of grind out and hang in there for long minutes. I thought Joey played really hard. I thought Justin played really hard. Those two guys played pretty well in the game for us. Our guards didn't take care of it as well as we needed to throughout the course of the game, and just didn't get enough, from the three-point line. But you'll look back on it when we watch the game. Can you control what you can control, and you have to take care of the ball better.
All those missed threes, were you settling, or were they?
There were some bad ones. There were probably some bad ones, and there was probably some good looks. I thought Al had a couple good looks in the first half. I thought Rob may have had a couple good looks. I thought there were some rushed ones too, some panic threes that weren't good ones. But they have a great defense. I mean, one of the things that goes unnoticed is their numbers. Their numbers defensively through 15 to 17 games are really good, elite defensive numbers. And they make threes hard because of the way that they play. You don't get easy ones or rhythm ones, especially in here when they can dictate, sort of the tempo a little bit. The one thing that stood out, I thought, for us, we weren't able to convert in transition throughout the game. I don't know what fast break points mean anymore on a stat sheet, but it just felt like in transition when we were able to get some stops, and we got quite a few, we didn't convert. We weren't able to capitalize on our break. We had some tough turnovers with numbers, and we just didn't finish around the basket a few times, which you got to do when you got numbers in transition. We got plenty of stops. I thought our defense at one point in time was doing a pretty good job of getting stops, but half-court offense is tough. Half-court offense is tough in this league. You got to be strong with it. You got to be able to make good plays. We got to get better at that. But I thought in transition we just had 5-6 times, whether it's just turnover or an inability to make a tough two or a basket where you got a 2-on-1, kind of hurt us.
Archie, you talk about teams can't win on the road. This is only 5 teams that went on the road so far, 2 of them Wisconsin, and Wisconsin was involved in the other one. Why do you think it's so tough this year for everybody, Ohio State, Michigan?
I mean, one, the teams that you're playing are really good teams. They're really well coached. The environments that you go in the Big Ten are second to none. They're as hard as it's going to get. And every team is good, you know, so it's not as if you're running into a place that's kind of like sleepwalking. I mean, every place is charged up. And it's difficult. To go on the road and win in this league, you have to really do a great job of taking care of the ball. And you're going to have to find a way to generate some points off your defense. But more importantly than anything on the road, I'd be hard pressed, I don't know the number, but you're going to have to find a way to stick a couple shots. I mean, you got to make a couple shots, you know, on the road to deflate the run, to create some space, whatever it may be. You're going to have to find a couple shots that go down on the road. Or a guy just have one of those days every once in a while where he made 4 or 5 and it really helped. And I think that's difficult as well. But the Big Ten, I've said this is the toughest league in the country to win on the road. The venues, the styles, the coaches, the teams. And in this league in particular right now, I mean, you're starting to see a really deep league that's playing for a lot right now.
Archie, were you anticipating Geo Baker to play tonight?
Geo Baker?
Yeah, were you anticipating?
We prepared on the scouting report for him to be available, whether he was or wasn't. I'm glad for Rutgers' sake he's back. He's one of their best players, so obviously that really helps them. He played some tonight. I'm sure he was a little rusty. Yeah, I always want to see everybody have their guys, man. It's not fun to have players hurt.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.